Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of Stories from the Storytellers of San Diego. This month's theme is Earthshaking. And when we think of earth-shaking things, of course, the first thought is earthquakes. There have been many ideas from long ago about why earthquakes happen. In ancient Greece, it was said that earthquakes were caused by the god Poseidon. You know, the god of the sea with the large trident. Apparently, he had a short temper, and when things displeased him, he would just bring that trident down, and that's what caused earthquakes. But there are other stories too. In India, it was sometimes said that the earth was held aloft by 7 serpents. They took turns holding the earth, and so when one serpent would transfer the earth to the next serpent, well, that's what caused the earthquakes. In Mexico, it was sometimes believed that earthquakes were caused by the devil, El Diablo. It seems that El Diablo and many other demons live beneath the surface of the earth, and so he causes cracks to appear in the earth's surface, so that gives him and all the other demons a way to get up to the top of the earth's surface, where they can cause all the trouble they like. In New Zealand, sometimes it was said that the earth was like a mother with a child in her womb. And when that child moved and kicked, well, that's what caused the earthquakes. In Siberia, sometimes it was said that the earth was drawn through the skies by a sled, drawn by sled dogs. But unfortunately, the sled dogs have fleas, and when they stop to scratch, that's what causes the earthquakes. I like the little story from the American philosopher and scholar William James. It was said that once he gave a lecture to a large audience about the construction and the workings of the cosmos. And when the lecture concluded, a woman came up to him and said, "Oh, your ideas, Mr. James, are intriguing, but of course they're wrong." "Really?" he said. "And so what is your thought?" And she said, "Well, how the earth really works is that the earth is supported on the back of a turtle, a large turtle." Wishing to humor her, he said, "So on what does that turtle stand?" And she replied immediately, "Well, of course, that turtle stands on the back of another even larger turtle." "Yes, and on what does that turtle stand?" "Well, that turtle stands on the back of another even larger turtle." "Yes, but on what—" "Oh, give it up, Mr. James. Face it, it's turtles all the way down." Well, there is some history of turtles supporting the earth. In some ancient Native American traditions, it's said that the earth is supported on the backs of 7 turtles, and that the Creator created the earth by putting hay and then dirt on the backs of those turtles. He told them it was very, very important responsibility, and they were to stay still. And apparently most of the time that works. But every now and again, some of the turtles decide that they'd like to swim to the east, and other turtles decide they'd like to swim to the west. And, well, that's what causes earthquakes. But it's not just actual earthquakes that can be earth-shaking, right? There are mind-changing and life-altering occurrences that can change your world. So what rocks you? And if you're local to San Diego and you think one of those earth-shaking things might just be chocolate, I'd advise a trip to South Park, San Diego, and a visit to the Eclipse Chocolate Bar and Bistro, where they have wonderful food, delicious beverages, and chocolate that just might rock your world. Enjoy the stories, and I hope you've got some chocolate nearby too.